Hello and welcome. I'm Gamer John. You can call me John. And we're going to start our stream up here in just a hot second. Because I am having some issues with my camera. So bear with me for a moment. I think I'm running on 720 by 720 box. That looks right. Always trying to refine and change things. That looks a little bit better. And then back to the game. Ah, that's much better. I still got my wireframe up, but that's fine. All right. So we're back in on Skyrim. Back here with Odie again. We're going to be heading back into town. I have done a little bit of work. Don't feel bad. Don't feel left out. I just went and did a little bit of farming for some materials uh, between yesterday and today. So that way we can get right into it. So we left off, Odie had made some basic leather equipment. And, oh wow, it just died. That's lovely. Let's try that again. Maybe it needed to. Maybe it needed to die after me clicking out and fixing the camera. I put my camera up to 60 frames per second. And it's still not wanting to keep up. Hey, how's it going? All right, back into it. Here we go. Back over to... Oh, I'm from all around. I was in the military for 6 years, so I moved around quite a lot. So Texas, California, Washington State, Chicago. Yourself? Where are you from? Let's see here. Time in my country? Well, I'm on Pacific Standard Time right now, so I'm over on the West Coast. Let's see, what am I missing? Leather strips. That makes sense. Didn't I pick up a bunch of leather strips, or did I put them in? Probably I still put them in. Hey, welcome to the stream. I'm Gamer John. You can call me John. Quick save real quick. It's 1 at night. Wow. And over here it's just 3 in the afternoon. Area. I've heard it referenced before, never been. Don't know much about the country though. I did leave it here. Why did I pick it up? Oh, because it had crashed. That's right. Hey, how's it going?
Citizen.
Glad to see you back. How's everything been? No, I do have. Hopefully enough. Yay. Okay. So we're gonna make some gloves. We're gonna go for the hood. We want the mask and the shoulder cape. Ooh. That is Open Cities. So if you go and you search on the Nexus first on it was on Old Rim and on the new one as well. Good, good. Glad to hear everything's been good. Let's see. I got some new armor. Just crafted that up. It's a shame because I just had made all that leather armor, but this stuff looks better. Let's take a look at it real quick. Let's get rid of all my extra bags right now. I'm overweight right now because I'm not carrying. I don't have any equipment on. Backpack. Nice. This is Bosmer themed gear from Hoth Trooper 44. He's a mod author on the Nexus as well. So, let's put our backpack back on. Okay, got some carry weight. I need to cut some wood. PS4 mod list. I honestly don't think so. I would check Bethesda's website, see if it's on their website. If it's not on there, you're probably not going to find it. I am not familiar with modding, as in writing mods myself, but I would anticipate a mod like Open Cities to not be on the PS4. That once again goes back to Sony not allowing mod authors to add anything to mods on their console. So it's most likely not on there. I would have to point you towards their website. I don't have a comprehensive list on what is and isn't on consoles. Yeah, check that. I know there's a Bosmer bow, so hold on. What am I missing? I need some more leather strips. I can make that. Yeah, that one's it's specifically, if your console can handle it, consoles are great about that. They can just take whatever you put on there, as long as it agrees with everything else, you can put pretty much as you want on there, um, which is really cool. That's why for the longest time, whenever I played Fallout 4, I played that on my PlayStation. All right, man, take it easy. Let's see here. Yeah, I was saying I actually played on my PS4 Fallout 4 for the longest time because I didn't need a whole lot of mods. But I did end up playing it. I ended up getting it here for my PC later on when I decided to. Yeah, no, I understand, man. When I go to start like trying to type something out, I'm all my thumbs or my keyboard even still is just I get jacked up. So yeah, no worries on that. All right, so we got some. Actually, I can make Bosper short blades. Do I even want to bother with that? No, I don't want to bother with that. I'm all right. And then let's see what we can do. I need to. All right, firewood to good. I think I had someone new jump into the stream. If I did, welcome. I'm Gamer John. You can call me John. Playing some modded Skyrim. Alright, so we got ourselves some new armor. We got it nice and tempered and get rid of our old. He's up for another 15 minutes. I may be able to get in here and sell stuff.
I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. Some may call this junk.
There we go.
Me, I call them treasures.
Alright, let's go ahead and sell that. And I know it doesn't give me any money, but I'm going to switch over to my Bosmer bows and arrows. I'll keep picking up steel because I can break those down. I mean, it weighs nothing. Unfortunately, I haven't found a decent mod that appropriately weights arrows. Not one that doesn't get ridiculous at a certain point, so... And get rid of this bandolier. Shame to see that go, but it's got to go. Okay. Now I did end up sacrificing quite a bit of warmth and coverage. Bosmer gear is not very... the basic stuff is not very... doesn't have much warmth and coverage, but you know, we'll see what we could do about fixing that in the future with some of the upgraded versions, but that's not going to be till way later. Let's see here. And I can sell these silver ingots, except for he doesn't have any money. Carrying around a wolf carcass. It's fancy. I don't think he's going to have anything I want. No, he's not going to have anything I want.
Do come back.
So let's head out. And let's make sure... Let's have a drink.
I've been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only.
Creepy courier coming at me.
Let's see here.
For his sunsets.
A letter from the Jarl. Moving up in the world, eh? Looks like that's it. Got to go.
All right. Letter from a Jarl. Ah. Yeah, I didn't think so. It's... I mean... That's one problem whenever you're dealing with having to play on a console is restrictions that are put on you by the manufacturer. In this case, it's Sony. So they don't allow any game-altering additions to their game or to their games. They have this weird stance on that. I'm not a fan of it myself. It's why they also were really hesitant to do any kind of crossplay in the first place with any games. So I'm not surprised, unfortunately. Buy an Xbox One. Yeah, check their. I would still check their mod shop before you make that that plunge there. But yeah, you're gonna have better luck with an Xbox One, just because they do not have that kind of restriction. Because at that point, then all you're dealing with is a restriction of space. Because you know some of these mods can be pretty size intensive. So. I would do the research on that, make sure you're not going to, there's not a restriction of 5 gigs or something like that. Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, my PC I'm playing on right now, I actually got it from Amazon. I don't know if you have access to Amazon shipping in your area. But, let's get to 6 a.m. I guess I'm a little bit spoiled. I have access to on Amazon and other websites like iBuyPower that ship out to this area. 6 a.m., huh? Alright. Yeah, you'll get a pre-built computer that's pretty decent. So... I had a pretty, oh, darn it. I think we're going to have to camp out. Yeah. Exposure, cold, getting some mild hunger. This is food. So this is part of this mod for I need. I have to tell it what this is, and this is a heavy food. So that way it can appropriately assign it decomposition. Yes, this food can technically spoil. Alright. While I would rather it not spoil it, that's part of the game. Yep, cold and damp. Um, Actually, I have favor with my deity, and he can make the clouds part and give me some decent weather. It's still 6 a.m., but at least now it's not raining. I do have to worry about, though, my exposure still. But if I get a fire going, I won't have to worry about it. I think 5 pieces should be enough, yeah. Alright. I got nothing else I need to build, but yeah. Like I said, this area is decent. It's pretty temperate in climate. You're not gonna just immediately die. You got time to get places to do what you need to do. Let's see. PS4 mods? Let me take a, here, let me go ahead and do this real quick. Let me see here. Let me grab my tablet real quick here. Take a look. PS4, Skyrim, Special Edition, mods. I'll take a look at the list real quick, just see if I can find anything that like I use. I would recommend the unofficial Skyrim patch. Oh wait, hold on, let me switch over on. I wasn't filtering PS4. I don't know if they still have that. Okay, no, it doesn't look like it. PS4. Immersive Citizens is a good one. That's one I use. It kind of gives your citizens uh, a HUD. My HUD. I do use a HUD mod. It's called Sky UI for the PS4. Don't know if it exists here or sorry, for the PC. I don't know if it exists for the PS4. Can I do top? No, all time most popular. So there's Immersive Citizens, which is something I do. It is for immersion purposes. It gives the citizens of Skyrim different walk paths, different things that they do. Lets them kind of just interact with each other and their environment a little bit more. I'm just taking a look at the top mods on here. They tend to kind of go hand in hand. They do have an unofficial Skyrim patch for the PS4. I would recommend getting that, most likely. There's a lot of bugs in Skyrim, things that they didn't fix whenever they ported it over to the special edition. So if you're playing on the PS4 and you get the special edition, you're going to want that to help fix things. Immersive patrols, that kind of goes along with that. Immersive citizens again. That's where you're going to get like, what is it? Actual fights, the Civil War fights. There's areas where you'll run into patrols for both the Stormcloaks and the Imperials, and they'll actually fight each other. It's actually a good place to get some free loot if you're looking for it. And also, if you actually choose a side, you can then help. Um, Haste sounds familiar. I think I used to use that one. Bum. There's not a lot on here I would normally recommend that I would use myself. Looking through. Skill up cheat items. No. It's not a lot. Oh, Bridges of Skyrim. I remember I used that on the PS4. Or I used it on the PC. But there's a PS4 version. That may be good. That's like to kind of add a little upkeep to the bridges. So if you're looking for aesthetics, that would help a little bit. Unfortunately, aesthetics is probably what you're going to be stuck with when it comes to PS4 because, once again, since Sony doesn't allow the addition of things like scripts or an outside resources, you have to use whatever's already in the game whenever the mod author is making the mod. So they can only work within those confines. So they could take a bridge that's like broken and they could grab assets from the other side of that bridge and mirror them over to fix the bridge. So that's how they would be able to like replace a bridge or fix a bridge in a certain area. Lanterns of Skyrim. That's a mod. I don't have it on this one because I'm trying to play a darker feel. But if you wanted to like make Skyrim feel like it was a little bit more civilized. Like they maintain those roads, they patrol those roads, they would have lanterns out a bit. It's not like you're going to see a lantern every 25, 30 yards, but you're going to see a few more out there, especially around the cities and whatnot. Mm, come on, load. Ugh. Not a whole lot on here. Hmm. Yeah, I'm afraid. I mean, as far as the PS4 is concerned, there's not a whole lot on here. They're not going to have things that are going to affect like your user interface, your HUD. There's not going to be a lot that's going to add a lot of new assets, um, like, for example, new armor, things like that, because Sony PlayStation does not allow the importing of new assets. You got to work with, like I said, what's already in the game. So they're not going to have that. We switch over to Xbox One, and there's a lot. Xbox One does, so Xbox, Microsoft does allow that. So if you, same filters, most popular of all time, but switch over to Xbox One, if you're going to be a console player, that does give you a lot more. You do have the unofficial patch, but then you have a lot of other mods, a lot of quality of life mods, things that change stuff. Alternate start lets you choose where your character starts. So instead of having to always ride in on the wagon, on the border, you can choose where you're living. Odie started off in a camp. He was a hunter in the woods. He didn't start off as a prisoner. There's an enhanced blood textures, immersive citizens, quality map. Uh, they got the perks of Skyrim, magic of Skyrim from that one mod author that I use pretty much all of his mods. Not each and every one of them, but a lot of them. But like, so the perk changes and changes to magic. So realistic water. There's campfire, so it's the complete camping system. So that's where I can make my camp and whatnot. There's going to be other things like you've got Forgotten City, which is that's a story mod. So and that's a voiced mod, and I've played through that one. It's actually pretty good. Um, but you can't do that on the PlayStation because they're having to import text. They have to import a string of flags for the quest, and they're having to import things like voice acting files, and you can't do that with the PlayStation. Xbox has the open cities. Um, they also have some retextures, so things to improve the texture quality, and you know, definitely one of the big things until you get to know your mods. Like I have a list of mods that I pretty much always use. Um, until you get to know the mods you're trying to install, you do them one at a time, ideally. So you load up, you install a new mod, and you load up a game and you play it for an hour. Make sure you always read the notes. If they have a link offline to like a off Bethesda's website to read about it, I would recommend it because it may let you in on some information. Some mods, especially more heavy duty ones, don't play well with games that are already in progress. Um, they just don't, and you'd have to start a new game to expect that mod to work correctly. Uh, Definitely follow the mod authors' recommendations. They spend a lot of time not only fixing issues, but also reading comments from people who are playing it, because that's unfortunately, other than themselves, their only other method of play testing. So, and trust me, they get a lot of feedback from the community whenever something doesn't work. So, um, definitely that. Like I said, go slow with mods. Um, Impressive armors. Talking about. Oh, welcome to the chat. Thanks for coming. I'm Gamer John. You can call me John. Impressive armors. It's immersive armors. Immersive armors. From Hoth Trooper 44 is the one who makes this set. So this is and even then, I think this was a set that he had worked on or worked with someone else, and he included it in his. Um, so, mm, do, do. First person. There we go. Yeah, you're not going to get much of anything, unfortunately, on PlayStation. Um, you're going to get a few things. Like I said, you can get, anything that just moves around assets that are already in the game. You may, if you find any story quests in there, any quests, anyone who adds anything custom that way, they're most likely not going to be voiced, or they're going to try to use voice bits from other parts of the base vanilla game, and it's going to probably seem pretty out of place. Most tend to prefer to go with no voice acting over the patchwork voice acting. So let's see here. We got a letter from the Yellow Falkreath, so we're going to head down there. But yeah, I mean, if you want to get really into modding, unless you're already going to get an Xbox One, since it sounds like you may be planning to get a PC, I would just wait for the PC, honestly. But if you're already getting an Xbox One and you don't mind, I mean, give it a shot, see what it's like. I understand the point of restricting yourself when it comes to mods by playing on console. Consoles are known software. They are software, or known software and hardware, right? So the operating system and the hardware. So mod authors, when they mod for a console or they try to port it over, it's going to be pretty straightforward whether or not it's going to work or not. It's not going to be like, oh, it may work on this or it may work on that, but not on this. It's either going to work or it doesn't. So, I mean, like I said, I played Fallout 4 on my PlayStation 4 for the longest time. It wasn't until recently that I bothered picking up Fallout 4 on my PC because I was okay with it. I was okay that the mods weren't super great because they're not on there. But I dealt with it, and it wasn't a big deal. But if you want to get into like doing more heavily modding your games, um, you're gonna have to look at least at a Xbox One and ideally a PC, a Windows PC. I'm not familiar with Mac. That's the only reason why I don't bring up Mac at all. I know on Mac you can sideload Windows, but then that's just simulated virtual environment. I hear you. Oh, it's Fox. Foxes, when you get close to them, they sound like wolves. Archery PS4. Real gravity based on real life shooting. I mean, give it a shot. I mean, that's the great thing about mods when it comes to consoles. You can, yeah, see here? This was a fight. So the two armies, you got Imperials and you got the Stormcloaks, ran into each other, and it looks like the Stormcloaks won, but only barely. Oh wow, geez. So you'll run into these because I have that immersive patrols on. So you have the two armies patrolling, and they ran into each other. But yeah, I mean, give it a shot. I mean, especially if you're into archery for your characters. Yeah, right. Um, I would give it a shot. I mean, it's not going to do any. Okay, so super safe. If you want to be super safe about modding, you don't, and if you have an existing game that you care about, which typically we all do, um, Thalmor, shoot, they got a prisoner. I gotta give them a wide berth. Otherwise they'll attack me and they'll probably kick my butt right now. Up the mountain, go up the mountain. Don't have a horse. But, all right, the safest way to test mods. Don't use it on your existing game. Don't even load your existing game. So you install the mod. So let's say you get this archery mod that you're bringing up. Yeah, to help balance it out. Which, that's fine. That's what it should be. You want to make things more realistic. You want to make things more interesting to a point. I mean, games are still exactly that. They're games. They're for escapism, in some degree or another. But in any case, don't load your existing game. So you install the mod, start a new game, start a brand new game. Get through the opening section, and then get whatever it is. So for this mod that you're talking about, go get a bow and arrow. You'll pick up a couple on your way out of Helgen anyways. So you'll have some. And then, yeah, go to an archery range. You'll find them in places. Sheep is so bright. Why are you so bright? And then practice, and do it both ways. Try it with the mod on, with the mod off, see how well things kind of like, in this case for the archery, which one feels better for you. And some of those mods, they do other stuff. So be diligent on reading the notes as best you can. And if English isn't your first language, a lot of mods will get translated to other languages. So I don't know.
Come with us right now. I don't know who you think I am, and I don't care. Leave me alone.
I don't have time for this foolishness. Now come along quietly, and we won't have to get rough.
Skyrim is windy. Is that like a...
A fight.
It's a couple deer. And a skeleton. Okay. Skyrim is windy. What's that supposed to do? Is that like add a lot of like ambiance as far as like a lot of wind noise? I actually need to be going south, which is this way. I have to be careful, unfortunately, with the ones I use.
You're dead.
Yeah, you sure about that? Ow. Okay, he may be. No, he just came out of nowhere and decided to attack me. Get out of here. Taking your stuff. Jerk. I'm gonna... Don't see anyone. Have myself a snack. Oh, okay. It adds animation. Okay. That's something... I've tried mods like that before in the past, but because I use a floral overhaul, it doesn't always play nice. And I'm going for a balance of stability and immersion. So, yeah, I get the idea. You know, all this grass, all these bushes, they're all kind of static. Like if you went up and touched them, they'd either break or be immovable. But I have to worry about stability on that. It's going to start eating up RAM, and then I'm going to have like a RAM leak, and it's just going to dump the program. And that's something, if you get into modding on PC, you have to worry about. They improved it a bit whenever they did the special edition export, but it's really bad in the old RAM. The memory leaks that would happen. So the game is constantly making use of your RAM, and it has to use more and more depending upon how intense the mods you're using on. Some are going to be more RAM intensive than others. Hey, welcome to the stream. I'm Gamer John. You can call me John. Just talking about mods. But anyways, so in old RAM and in the special edition, you do have to worry about that because the game is only programmed to utilize so much. And whenever it starts utilizing more, you can get what's called a memory leak.
Trinkets, odds and ends, that
And
sort of thing.
it throws a 0 or a 1 somewhere where it shouldn't be, and the game just crashes. And that can happen at the very beginning within 5 minutes. I mean, my game crashed today so far once. Knock on wood. But it did it within the first 10 minutes that I got onto the game. And yeah, that's just a memory leak. It happens. You won't get that as often with consoles, but it can. I did get it with Fallout 4 whenever I was using mods. Just because, I was using mods. And, it's the same kind of hardware. It's still a motherboard, CPU, memory, in the form of RAM. Let's see if I can put that. So it can happen also on consoles, but nowhere near as likely in comparison. So I worry about that, especially since I'm streaming. I have to worry about that. Yeah, it's past 1 in the morning for you. You have a good one though. Sleep tight, man. Thanks for coming by. Really appreciate it. Bye.
I'm the steward here. I serve under Jarl
Helvar.
Siggeir and Jarl Dengir before
Cards are
him.
looking sloppy today. I want you to reduce their wages for the month.
Sir,
I will shape them up, but with the war on, it is unwise to reduce their
Siggeir can
wages any
sometimes
further.
act too
We
quickly,
can't afford
but
to
he
lose
does
any
listen
men
to
if we
Helvard
wish to
and
keep
I.
Falkreath protected.
I would think a man of your military training would be able to do with less. But so be it. Yes, what is it that you want?
All right, yeah, we got your letter, man. What do you want?
It's you. Yes, well, now we'll see if the stories about you are true. There's a group of bandits in my hold that I may have had a few discreet dealings with. The cut they were giving me was good at first, but now it's time to clean things up. Go and take care of it.
Sure.
Good. Execute every last bandit. Spare no one.
Definitely know how to make an exit. All the emojis. All right, where are these bandits? Probably up there. I don't want to do that. Get out of here. Yeah, okay, so I want to come out of town. Head back north on the main road. And past the... oh, past the mill. Man, go to sleep. You said you had to go to sleep, man. Love the emojis in the chats, but take care of yourself. It's more important. But thanks for coming by. Take it easy. Hear the cry of a bird. Where? Over there? What do you got? Looks like a deer, maybe. Gotta be careful, there's all kinds of whatnot out here in these woods. There it is. That's what it wants me to kill. Go slow-ish. On the run from something. I don't think it's me. Oh well, now I've got wolves to deal with. Just sneak around. I want to kill this thing because it's actually part of my racial quest. It's too far to the right, and I hit a tree. That came up short. Oh. Not watching my own footing. Come on. Oh, don't run off on me. Something definitely has it spooked. Darn it. If it's on this side of the tree, I should. Oh, darn it. Too far left. Got it. What were you running from? I mean, in the end, you're running from me. So this should have... Yep. I'm not going to take actually any of its pieces. I'm gonna properly field dress it. But that's part of my Wood Elf, the Bosmer quest line. Every race has a quest that they can do to, I don't know, get in touch with their ancestors, kind of, in a way of speaking. It's made by, it's added by a mod author who did Imperious races. So yeah, it's different things. It's like how I'm able to eat raw meat and people. Oh, were you the one trying? I bet you it was you, wasn't it? This wolf was probably what was scaring it before. Let's go ahead and we can field dress this here. Harvest a few things, butcher the meat, and dispose of the body. But yeah, so with that I'll be able to, let's see, I think I got it. So yeah, Bosmer. So this is the Bosmer, it's called Beast Tongue. So every so often, this hawk that evidently is following me around will target a beast of some type. I mean, anything from a spider, a very small spider even, to, an elk, a mammoth. I've seen it tag a mammoth. I haven't seen it tag a dragon. That'd be interesting and frightening depending upon your play style and where you are as far as your character's level development is concerned. Especially since I have a mod on that does diverse dragons, so they do weird stuff. Like, it's not just, fire, lightning, and ice. They have ones that do, like, rays of prismatic energy or negative energy that does, like, damage over time effects instead of, immediate damage. So, depending upon what you're fighting, especially if you don't know what it is because they change, from gameplay to gameplay, spawn to spawn. It can be challenging. Most definitely. Alright, let's see, that deer threw me off, so I need to go left. Just north. Well, bye. What was that? Like this weird notification on the top of my bar, or my chat. What do we got here? A horse. Okay, so this is the escort. Come on, no dawdling. Or something. I may eat another corpse. Thank you, game. As Bosmer, I can eat people. For sustenance and things. Alright, let's see here. Map. I should take the... That could be troublesome. I think it's starting to get dark. I may want to go up and hit the main road over here in Whiterun, take it over a bit, and then take this road over instead. Yeah, that makes more sense, because what time is it? Oh, actually, it's just noon. I could. Cutting over open country like this is, one, dangerous, two, not always necessarily easy. What the hey, let's give it a shot. If I can find the trail, I know it should be here. Here it is. Alright. Gotta keep our wits about us. That delay on my camera is upsetting me, I have to be honest. I invested in a decent camera and it's got this weird delay. I know it's not my connection or my upload speed because the game itself streams fine. I've got up to 60 frames per second. Okay, I gotta... Okay. That's cool. So we got a dog. And then we got, looks like a husky and a wolf. Kind of arguing over territory. Oh, hey. Alright, I'm gonna let nature take its course. You guys cool? That husky's taking a passive position. You don't normally see him just sit down like that. Oh, they have names. Fermi. Dog. Hello, dog. You have a name? You don't. You're not happy, but you're not attacking. I think that is... I know that's something that's in the original version. I don't remember what their story is or what's going on there, but you see that in like big zoos. You'll have like a, especially San Diego Zoo. Gosh, they're all over the place. Where you'll have a big beast like a cheetah or a lion or something like that, and they'll pair them up with dogs, like domesticated dogs. Think seen labs and golden retrievers, most to my recollection. The road should just be up here. They pair them up because obviously the domesticated dog is fine around people. And that kind of gives the signal to the more wild animal that things are okay. The dog's not upset. I'm not going to be upset. Everything's okay. And they'll usually bring them up together, which is really cool. That's how they're able to like walk around with a lion on a leash just around the zoo. Okay, coming up on the place now. Let me pray real quick. Always pray before Bethel, especially if it's going to give you clear skies. And let's pull up our instincts. Hey, welcome to the stream. Darn tree got in the way. I'm Gamer John. You can call me John. Alright, we're about to go try to take out some bandits over here in the Falkreath region. Let's see, we're sneaking around right now. Let's use our instincts. Should be able to tell if there's anyone just walking around. Not seeing anyone. And instincts wears off as soon as you start moving. Alright, well, it must be too far out. I could try shooting an arrow in there to kind of stir them up. I think I'm going to just try to sneak over.
You picked a bad time to...
Oh, jeez. Okay, he did the dumb thing. It didn't tell anyone. Don't see anyone up there. Problem is, they could be standing in a corner outside my view. Let's keep moving. Ooh. I did not get the zoom in ability. I wanted more of the damage. So I got the one that adds an additional 20% if they're at full health. Stay in the shadows. Moving our way up, make sure no one in this corner. They like to post up in corners. Pie. I like pie. It's also how you should approach your staircases in your corners. You pie them out. Little by little. Oh, he stopped just short to bang his wrist. You missed me. Oh, darn it, I missed you. Ah, what am I on? Ah. Woo. Ouchie. I got it in the face. Oh, he does not like it in the face. Okay, take mead. You could take milk. Milk's fine. Milk's of the green pack. That's fine. Okay. This area seems to be clear. Ooh. Take the steel. You guys can keep the iron. Oh, there's my arrow. Hey, nice. Oh. Speaking of the steel. Ooh, Quicksilver. I need that for something. I need that for my new knife, I think. Alright, let me make sure I'm not breaking down something I need. Okay. Hey, welcome to the stream. I'm Gamer John. You can call me John. We're clearing out a bandit camp right now. I'm checking real quick because I need to see about making my elven hunting dagger. I did need Quicksilver. I need refined moonstone though. Ugh. Go kill some other elves. Let's see here. I have no idea what this mine is, but we're gonna go inside and we will find out. Funny if it's moonstone. Alright. A little on the dark side. Careful of guys with quarterstaffs. Especially when you don't kill them with the first hit. Ah. Oh, he's the chief. Hey, I win. Nice. Take that, take that. Ooh, steel quarterstaff. We had some decent gear. Ranger. Highwayman. Kind of. Or Callum. Unfortunately, not the material I need. Mead! We can use mead. Mead is of the green pack, so we can make use of that. She gave me the key. Yay! Oh, nice bow. Not gonna use it. Raw beef. Leg of goat. I can still have my wood axe. Poacher's axe, yep. Can't use wine. Wine is not of the green pack. How are we doing on our needs? We're on adrenaline right now, so hunger, thirst, and fatigue is at a slower rate. Didn't look like I have any penalties coming in. This way is open. Let's see what we see. Anything on our instincts? Seem to be. Armorer's Challenge. It's a decent book. We can go sell that. Ooh, this place gives me bad feelings. Is this? Yeah, it's a dead end. Alright. So we cleared this out. Good for the Jarl. Let's go turn this in. Can't sleep. Well, sorry, man. Anything specific keeping you up? Southeast. Darn you, weather. Oh, sorry. I'm supposed to be putting you to sleep, huh? My dulcet tones, I hope they're helping. Well, thanks for coming by for any reason whatsoever. Yeah, just going off here. Hopefully this rain would have kept up a little bit more. May have helped.
Over here.
Hunter's camp. We found some game.
Can't hide from me.
It's really good stuff. I mean, I've been playing this since it first came out. I got it on my 360. Took it with me on my deployments. Whenever I was in the Navy, played it all the time. It's ridiculous. And the special edition came out, and I had already bought it on my PC before through Steam, and luckily Steam was doing this really cool deal where if you had bought it already once, the original version, you got the special edition version for free, which I thought that was great, because that gave me a free upgrade. At the time I was modding the game already. That's right. That deer will run. What's going on over here? Revelers? I don't trust
Is there
revelers.
any way you'd rather spend the day than drinking hunting brew mead?
Drink hunting brew mead with a winch on each arm?
Gotten burned too many times. That should be right here, and then this should be taking us south. How's my... I'm getting damp, so exposure's increasing faster, and I'm weaker to shock, more resilient to fire, so... Getting rained on or swimming has its ups and downs. Thank you for telling me I'm wet. Good stuff.
Greetings, brother. You look weary. I have something to help you relax, if you're interested. Take a look.
That's what I thought. You have like no money. Du-du-du.
Until next time.
Drugs are bad. Okay. 5 years, probably longer. Yeah. So it's just a game that, you know, if you get hooked into it, if you really genuinely like playing it, you will play it forever. You know. So many different games, characters, way to play it. You know. And sometimes, yeah, it's the same story. Sometimes if you get into modding, you can get completely different stories sometimes, but it's still a good game every time. Ooh, that thunder and lightning. It's dark in here for me, so. Leka Nusht. That, jeez. Scared me.
Good to see you. Finally, someone useful is around. Teach them to stop paying me. Here, you deserve a reward for your service.
Does that mean something
You know
specific, or is that
I
like
you. You're not afraid to get your hands dirty. I hereby grant you permission to purchase property in Falkreath Hold. Talk to my steward if you're interested. Come and see me again sometime.
I'm the steward here. I serve. There's no house available, but I could sell you a fine piece of land.
I speak
where
Bulgarian.
you could build your own house.
You just teach me a bad word. Did you just do that? Is that what happened?
You won't regret it. Here's the title to your steading.
Oh, it means good night. Well, Leka Nusht. If you happen to fall asleep. I still have money. Cool things to learn. Alright, so we've got our little cabin up by Riverwood. Let's see about making one here. Well, not here, obviously. Oh, it's this an actual roof? Looks like an actual roof. Let's see, I can't remember how many I get for making my own. Little German. Only the bad words, right? Doesn't look like it's going. Gotta... Let's see, who's it? Bobi mi izade rakata dens. See, this is a way to get lumber for your house. You don't have to pay anyone for lumber if you don't want to. But it's a long process. Can I immediately start? Nope. How much does this give me? I have no idea. I suppose I could go to the plot and find out. Let's go check out that plot. Oh, it's already marked for me. Okay. 5 out of 6. All right. Good night, man. Lika Noshten. Hope I'm still pronouncing that right. Ooh, okay, now we're hungry. So, let's see here. Nothing's going bad. Since I'm a Bosmer, I can eat raw meat. Okay, good. I hear the cry of the bird. Ah, okay. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's see here. Still got stone in the way. So, as the steward was saying, there was no house on the plot. It's just land. So that's all they were able to sell me for 5,000 gold. I have to build it. Hold on, I gotta get past these bandits. But I can at least show you the plot. Okay, got that one. Ah, she got moved. Come on, stop. She's doing that duck thing. Okay, that was just bad aim on my part. There, got her. Okay. But I can show you the plot. After I avoid stones. So, spider. Get away. I physically tried to dodge that. I'm funny. Let me get up here. Hello, dear. Okay, there's this house right here. Let me mark it. I'm marking these houses. Let's see here. A little pond area, which often has a mud crab in it who gets upset at me. So, this is the land I just bought. Yeah. Let's see here. Where's the wood? I cut some wood just now. Or did I need to talk to the lumber master first? No, there it is. There it is. So I cut a thing of lumber and it gave me 20. Okay, so if you feel like cutting lumber yourself, you can do it. Exactly. Just missed. Missed. So now we can start building a house. But it does require certain materials that I may not have all of. Actually, not too many. I need nails and quarried stone. They give you some stuff to start off with. So iron ingots, quarried stone, corundum, and clay. I can make nails. Make a foundation. So make a foundation and voila, foundation. You can build a fairly large house. This is just a very small beginning house, but you can add more on it if you want to. It just takes more materials. So I've set up the framework of my very small basic house. I'm gonna put in the walls. I'll go just through step by step. You can see you got the walls in now. And we'll go ahead and we'll put in a floor. And we can go ahead and put in the roof framing. So now we got a floor, and we can see we got the framing for the roof. And the roof itself, I need 2 more nails. So I'm going to make 2 more nails. You want to be careful on just going buck wild, making a bunch of nails, because you need iron for other things as well. So now we got a roof, now we need a door, which means I need iron fittings, a lock, and 2 hinges. So I can make a lock, iron fitting, and 2 hinges. So they give you, looks like, just enough to make the very starting beginning house. Hey, thanks for joining. I'm Gamer John. You can call me John. So this is the very basic house that you can make. And over here at Falkreath, it's called Lakeview Manor. It's going to be very dark right now because I don't have anything else in here. Start off with a chest and a big open area and this workbench. And from here you can make things like a fire pit. So I got that. You can make a bed, but you need obviously a lot more. You need straw, leather, nails, more logs. We can do all kinds of stuff. All right, man. Good night. Finally, go get some sleep, man. Thanks for coming by the way. Really appreciate it. Got a nice little fireplace where I can cook food, which I evidently need to. I have a bunch of raw meat on me. And fat. Make some strange brew, but I'm not going to bother with that right now. Alright. So, what's going to end up happening, they give me a bunch of stuff, and that's because I have a mod that kind of expands some of the parts of Hearthfire. Okay, let me drop off. So what's going to end up happening, I'm just going to drop off everything right now, is I'm going to work my way back to my camp that I left outside of Whiterun. And I'm going to start working around between the 2 areas, Whiterun and Falkreath. Try to kind of establish, Odie's going to try to establish himself. Because, you know, he's worried about the whole issue with the dragons, but he doesn't want to get involved just yet because he doesn't like getting involved. I know steak should hold me over. I'll just drop over a bunch of stuff. Nah. You can hold on to that and that. And we'll start working on building up the house as well in the meantime. So I'm going to be mainly questing over in Whiterun, doing a lot of the quests in the actual area for the various NPCs, gathering supplies, coming back here, building up this cabin, you know, building up the inside, the outside, setting up like the pens and whatnot to make it, you know, livable, make it more homey and more useful to them. Do have that Hunter's Lodge that's up by Riverwood Trader. Let's get over there. Let's... Oh, no. Ah, no.
Is someone there?
No, no one at all. Ah, darn it. She keeps moving. I was going to shoot her in the hand that time, I swear. There we go. Got her. Oh boy. Where'd she go? There she is. And you can keep the rest of that. Book. Water, temperature, and stuff like that. So, for just aesthetics, use Real Water 2, I believe is the name of the mod. by Sesco, I believe is the mod author's name. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but that's just for appearance. For the actual realism, if you're talking about like the survival aspects, I use two, technically three major mods in conjunction that make it so that we have to eat, sleep, drink water, diseases are a bit of a problem, and I have to worry about my exposure because like right now I'm drenched, which is giving me a lot of penalties to like shocking and but gives me a bonus against fire damage, but also my exposure will progress faster and eventually die from exposure. Um, and those are from, so the first one is I need, realistic needs and
I've been
diseases.
hunting and fishing in these parts for years.
And what I need does is it makes it so that way I have to eat, sleep, drink. Diseases are more prevalent. There's food spoilage, and food spoils at various rates. So obviously, raw food's going to spoil much more quickly. Cooked food will not. Um, it goes because it doesn't have anything else to base it off of. It goes off of weight. So the more weighty a food is, the more it restores, but also the more quickly that it decomposes. Usually, the more weighty foods are meat, anyways. There are some special foods that don't go bad. I think there's a salted version of like a couple of foods. And let me see if I was able to warm myself up a bit. I'm still drenched. Okay. Um, so I need realistic needs and
Need something?
diseases. No, thank you. Um, the other two mods is the camping and frostfall mods. You may have heard of frostfall quite a bit if you get into the mod circles at all. Um, it's the one that is currently making it so that way I have to worry about my level of dampness, which affects my exposure, which could, both of them, dampness and exposure, provides penalties, and enough exposure will eventually kill me. I'm in a very temperate region of Skyrim right now in the Whiterun Falkreath area, so I don't have to worry about it too much. If I stay wet and I'm not near a fire, or if I don't get indoors, I will eventually get cold, freezing. I probably won't die. I may get sick though, um, so I have to worry about that. But if I was, say, up in Solitude, it's pretty frigid up there. Uh, Windhelm, if you're not properly geared up, and I'll end up carrying around extra things like I have on me right now. My gear does not provide a lot of coverage, so you can see down at the bottom there where the statistics are. You can see you have warmth, coverage, and armor ratings. So we can see this, my chest piece here, my Bosmer armor. It has its armor rating, it's got its weight, but it also has warmth and coverage. So warmth is exactly that. It's how warm it will keep you. So that's just direct opposition to exposure. Then you have coverage. Coverage is what keeps you from getting wet. It slows down that progression. You can't zero it out. You will always eventually get wet. There's no, watertight clothing, no, anything like that. And so even if my gear has, you know, top tier, the best warmth there is, exposure through that dampness will eventually corrode through my warmth, and then I'll go from warm or comfortable to cold, freezing to death, and then eventually death. So it's a pretty involved set of mods. Once you get used to it, I mean, you can automate a couple things. You can automate eating and drinking. You just have to have the food and drink on you. Like I have water skins. You could fill up these water skins in a water source like a river. That's questionable water though, so you got to boil it. So you need a cooking pot. You can also get water from safe sources. So that's like a well. So like in Windhelm, they have that well in that main Little merchant. I should get inside. In that main little merchant area, there's a well there, and you can get water from it, and it's safe water. You can fill up your water skins. You can drink directly from it. Yeah, I know. I ramble though, so I'll just keep going. Um, so I am going to actually be calling it here, unfortunately. It's about time for my next appointment here in the real world. So I do have to go, unfortunately. So good luck with your laundry. I hope you're able to, hope this helped keep your attention and distract you a little bit while you were doing that. Thank you for anyone else. I will be posting this up on my YouTube channel at The Gamer John. And there's my Twitter handle if you want to follow me there. If you bother doing that kind of stuff. If you don't, it's fine. But if you want to watch the full video, it'll be up on my YouTube channel probably in a couple hours after I let it render to high quality because it goes in as standard first and it kind of sucks. You can watch all of my other previous videos there too. They're pretty long. Thanks for anyone who's still here, which is Jesuit. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Oh, thanks for the follow. I really appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. But yeah, I tweet out at least an hour before I'm going to be streaming and when I start. Good. I'm happy that helped you out. I typically stream at least once a day, sometimes twice if I'm feeling a little bit I'll do it just to get on. But yeah, follow me there. And once again, for anyone who popped in, who watches this later on, who came into the stream, they watch me on YouTube, they leave a comment, if they lurk in the background, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you very much for coming by. Take care of each other and yourselves, because that's all we got. Bye-bye.